You're back! Come tell us a story or two.
Hello, Grim Feast here, and I'm logging in for the first time today. The big news about all of the nerfs should be popping up here on my screen once I go ahead and click through my quest here. So let's go ahead and see all the new nerfs that hit today. I'm sure if you've been following everybody and played some Hearthstone, you've seen them. Leeching Poison, going to a 1 turn for 1 mana, obviously targeting the Kingsbane Rogue. I feel like it's a good nerf. I think it's still probably gonna be pretty strong if Kingsbane hangs on as like a tier 2 or tier 3 deck. I mean, it was a tier 2, tier 3 deck before it really got the bump from Arcanologist. I'm not from Toxicologist. I got the bump from Toxicologist, and I got the bump from the raiding party, being able to search out your Kingsbane more consistently with that and Shiny Finder. So those two things kind of bumped it up from tier 2 to tier 1, and it has been dominating. I had a wreck full day on ladder yesterday as I was getting beat by Odd Paladin, the Rogue, Kingsbane Rogue, and Shadowwalk Shaman. The decks that took the nerfs today basically knocked me from my rank 5 gold pretty hard. I think I'm down in the bottoms again of 9, and I'm gonna have to fight my way back now that things have been nerfed. It was a really rough day. I got a bit jaded, and I was pretty tired, so I did a rumble run I did several rumble runs last night, and I played a bunch of that to try and do something else, and I was still feeling a bit of the burn, and I didn't quite enjoy the rumble run as much as I thought I would. I probably will more when I play it again, because I was just in a tilt. But anyways, back to the nerfs. Wild Growth going up by 1, and Nourish going up by 1. Druid's Ramp from the classic set, which have pretty much been in Druid from the classic set. They're just what makes Druid and its ability to ramp and play big stuff faster than its opponent. It's kind of been Druid's identity. These nerfs are gonna hit it hard. I personally feel like Druid has been, always in a top tier spot somewhere, whether it be, bottom of tier 1, tier 2. It's always got some well-performing decks. So a nerf of some sort was probably necessary. I probably would have liked to seen, one of the cards Hall of Fame just to get it out of the basic set. Either Wild Growth or Nourish, just Hall of Fame one of them and leave the other one be, just so that you still have that card that's recognizable and that's something that people are used to playing. Even maybe just nerfing one of them and keeping them both, but hopefully what this will signal is that Druid will get some cards that will be strong without the fear of them ramping into them too quickly. The one thing that is a bit hard with them going up. I mean, Wild Growth basically is now a Jade Blossom without a Jade, so it might still see some play. And I mean, you could still see other ramp that does in other slots. Since these are classic, other sets might come out with a 2-mana gain a crystal. They might print that card as a temporary card, in some future set, and they might have some sort of either downside that goes along with it, like you know, maybe it's 2 mana and you both gain a mana crystal, you know, so you're ramping your opponent and yourself. Or maybe, you know, you see some other forms of ramp, kind of like how you saw with the biology project. You know, maybe you get a 1 mana extra mana crystal but give your opponent a 1/1. I mean, you know, it could allow them to print other ramp cards that will be in for a period of time but rotate out, whereas these will forever be in standard unless they get Hall of Fame. So it makes sense for them to nerf these cards that have been around forever. Alright, so if we go to the next page, the level up Paladin is getting hit hard because it is no longer odd at 6 mana. I mean, it's a 1 mana increase, obviously, which, you know, generally is sometimes Blizzard's, hey, let's just add 1 mana and this card will be, you know, more fair now. But the deck that was using it, it's absolutely, you know, unable to use it because, well, it's an even card now and you can't use it anymore. The question is there any sort of even deck that could generate enough Silverhand recruits or would want to use it? It's hard to say, but in even, I mean, you're gonna want to play like Sunkeeper Tarim or, you know, something like that makes them 3/3s anyways. I mean, they don't gain taunt, but I just feel like a level up probably won't see much play, and with it rotating to wild, I don't, once we get to set rotation, I really don't see it seeing a whole lot of play there either. And Saronite Chain Gang, honestly, I don't feel like, I feel like more and more, I feel like it probably is a decent nerf. You know, it obviously breaks the Shudderwock combo. And I feel like that's one of the most important reasons to nerf Saronite Chain Gang. I personally feel like if you really wanted to target Shudderwock, it would be better to target Grumble. I actually posted some ideas of, you know, nerfs you could make to Grumble, where like you would change all minions to all elementals, like all of their minions to all other elementals, so you could still bounce a type of creature, but you wouldn't be able to bounce like every creature. Or, you know, I posted another idea where instead of drastically discounting them to 1 mana, when he bounces them all back to your hand, he gives them a 3 mana discount. And so if you reduce the cost of cards by 3, you can still play a lot of cards like your Saronite Chain Gangs would bounce back to your hand and they would cost 1, and, you know, anything 3 or less would cost 1, and, you know, everything would be cheap. But something like Shudderwock, which costs 9, would still cost 6. So instead of like being able to play Shudderwock at 1 mana apiece, you'd be able to play 1 Shudderwock a turn. Now, honestly, that can still be enough to keep the combo going. If you just play 1 a turn, it can still you know, have the game go on forever, and so it may not be enough. But honestly, like in standard, I feel like you know, other decks might be able to still seize into that window, you know, but there's a lot of freeze and there's a lot of, like, you know, things, so that change may not, you know, fix the Grumble Shudderwock thing. But with talking about Shudderwock, you know, obviously Doppelgangster will still allow this for in Wild. And I mean, I guess that's okay because Wild's kind of degenerate anyway. And, you know, playing Shudderwock in Wild with Doppelgangster still will probably, you know, be fun occasionally. I mean, I have like a Reno version that I play in Wild, and I have a couple other versions of Shudderwock I play in Wild. So I guess, you know, just fast forwarding this 3 months to Wild is okay. Even though I feel like it probably would have been better to nerf Grumble or to just change Shudderwock, to redesign Shudderwock. I feel like Shudderwock is one of those cards that should just be redesigned because, you know, there's going to be some point where something comes out again where they want to summon another copy, you know, which will only add to Wild because he'll be, once he rotates, but he'll still be in Richwood for a while, so they can't make anything before he rotates if they do any more summon copy creatures that can be played. So by changing Chain Gang rather than I mean, Grumble's going to be gone by that point, but you can still use other bounce effects, you know, like Zola or like the new Elemental, so you can still make copies and bounce one and play one a turn, which, again, that sometimes can be enough to keep going. So they really have to be careful with this summon copy versus summon a creature type if they don't change, you know, the Shudderwock itself, or, you know, Grumble, but again, Grumble's going to Wild, so that won't be too much of a problem. The one thing that that the Nerf 2 Chain Gang does is it does hit all the buff type things, you know, so like when you're playing Zoo and you buff it, or when you're playing, you know, your Kaliseth and you buff it, or, you know, you get a Valanir that hits it, those type of things won't copy anymore off a Chain Gang. So it probably isn't a right change. It takes a card that was problematic in Shudderwock and could really, you know, gain crazy tempo and crazy, you know, I mean, like, you can play Chain Gang, you know, bounce it with the +2/+2 from the Bog Slosher, and so then you would have a buffed up 1 × 2, and, you know, so you can those type of things you can't do anymore. I mean, those things weren't like the broken problem of why it became so unfun with Shudderwock, but you know, thinking about it, it probably is a fine change. I mean, again, I still feel like Chain Gang is not as much of the problem as Grumble or Shudderwock, but then they would have to give us a refund on a legendary card versus a rare card. So it's a fine change. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move on here. I think we are now past 11:30 when we said we were starting, so we're well into time here. I don't know if anyone too much will join us, but I'm going to open some packs because with some nerfs, I've accumulated a bunch of packs that I keep meaning to open, you know, one at a time for a daily pack opening. I keep meaning to do a daily pack opening and post, you know, a video to my Instagram, or, you know, try and build some hype. And, you know, I don't know, I try to get at least 1 to 2 posts on Instagram a day. I don't want to be spamming Instagram too much, but I'm, you know, trying to build a following there. But, you know, I'm gonna go ahead. It's Happy Winter Veil. It's time to just go ahead and open some of those packs, since I'm not really keeping up with those almost daily pack openings. And honestly, between Tavern Brawls and, you know, packs I get here or there, I think I can still, you know, at least get a once every couple day pack opening or a once a week pack opening. So I can still do that occasional pack opening. But we're just gonna bust some of these open. So we'll go ahead. I got one Rastakhan Rumble pack. I think that came off of last week's Tavern Brawl. So we'll go ahead and just open that new one first here, and we'll just see what we got. Alright, not bad. I'll take an epic. Okay, that's actually one that I think that's my second copy, so if I decide to play Surrender to Madness, I think that's my second copy now. Alright, let's go ahead and crack some of these Boomsdays. Boomsday, probably the card I'd like to most see would be the Dr. Boom, because I don't have a Dr. Boom, and I would at some point like to play some Control Warrior maybe. Okay, we're starting off slow, but that's generally to be expected. Generally packs don't generally get good until you're about 5 or 6 packs in. Ooh, there we go. Alright, first legendary, and it's actually just not a bad pack overall. So, rare. epic.
Legendary.
Okay. Well, it's kind of funny because I didn't have that one in my Shudderwock Shaman, which was one of the things that my standard Shudderwock Shaman was a little bit weak sometimes due to not having the removal. But I'm glad to have that card because I'll probably actually play that in my Wild Shudderwock Shaman. I'll probably play that in my Face Shaman in Wild, and possibly, you know, a Burn Shaman. I don't believe I had Prismatic Lens either. I haven't really been seeing that combo deck too much anymore. I don't know if there's any other good uses for it currently, but glad to pick up an epic and a legendary here. That's 4 packs into Boomsday, got the legendary, so hopefully we can, well, triple rare.
Gold. Rare. Rare. Rare.
Golden rare is nice, so. Oop, that one missed. Okay. Not much there.
Golden common.
I like that.
Rare.
Topsy Turvy is a deck right now. I believe it's a little bit too fast for my ability because I would probably be dying to rope on that deck.
Rare.
I just don't know if I could quite calculate out the lethal and do it fast enough. Ooh. Alright, second legendary. I'm hoping for Dr. Boom. Can I get a Dr. Boom?
Rare.
Dr. Boom.
Legendary.
Oh, sorry, but that one is the one I would like to try out. I am excited for Odd Warrior or different warrior decks now with some of those other decks like Kingsbane Rogue gone and Shudderwock gone. Those two were kind of, you know, tough matchups for a slow deck that's trying to infinite value. Double Topsy.
Rare.
Alright. So we got two legendaries so far. Okay, there's another epic.
Rare. Epic.
Okay, that's 2 of those. I've played that a little bit in Zoo and a couple other like Heal Paladin. A 1/3 body is not bad, and you know, hitting yourself and then healing back up is an okay thing to be doing.
Rare.
Can we get one more legendary in 20? I doubt it, but
Rare.
now that I got Dr. Boom, I'm not even sure what legendary I'd even be looking for from Boomsday. There's probably something that's played that I don't own,
Rare.
but Dr. Boom is the one that I most wanted to play. I guess I don't have Mechathune. Like, if I could get like a Mechathune, maybe like a golden Mechathune. Okay. I mean, I would play it. It's definitely lost popularity. Everybody played Mechathune in the beginning, and now Mechathune is kind of blast from the past. But I would totally give it a shot, as I never got to really play that. So, Mechathune.
Rare. Rare.
Alright, last chance for Boomsday. Here we go. Alright, and we finished the Boomsday out on a golden common and a rare. Last nerfs, too bad those don't get extra dust anymore. Alright, so now Witchwood. Witchwood. Honestly, it's been a while since I've opened Witchwood. Not sure, okay, wow, that, okay, there's my rare. I was like, what, rare. Okay. Epic.
Rare.
Okay, that's some dust. I'm pretty sure I got. Pretty sure I have most of the cards except for legendaries. So, you know, this is gonna be just a. It's getting dust basically. Back to back. Okay, there we go. We're okay, the Glass Knight, sure. And we're 4 packs in again, so I'm wondering if maybe they up the legendary rate for the Winter Veil packs that they sold. I don't know if it's just coincidence that both that I had 20 of I hit on the 4th one, but I will take the legendaries. I will take all of the legendaries. I still want to see that that double legendary pack. That is my my Hearthstone life goal, is to see that double legendary pack. One of those triple legendary packs with the golden legendary. That would be just unimaginable, especially, you know, considering how many packs I open. I mean, pretty sure your statistics. Oops. Well, we'll just open both my rares since I hit the golden rare. Okay, epic. I don't think I've ever played that card. I don't know that I ever will, but maybe. We'll have to see. It's not quite as threatening as the giant rat that pops out of the hunter one. But drawing cards is still a good thing to. Okay, there. I was like, did I see anything? I had a rare and an epic. I just didn't hover over them long enough, apparently. Okay, another legendary. All right, here we go. And it is a. Alright, Emerus. I don't think Emerus has ever seen a ton of play. He's not terrible. Whoa, wait, what happened? Like, I swear, like, my packs got. Like, did I just not hover over them long enough? Like, I swear it just went from nothing to. Maybe it's because of the animation. Like, I hover over them and the animation is still going, and it's like, oh, what is in this pack? I don't see anything in this pack, and then it's like, epic, epic, epic. am liking that I'm gonna get a lot of dust from these packs, because they have been pretty well stacked, at least with, you know, this one is the good old one rare pack, but they've been pretty stacked with like double rares or double epics or epic rare. So another single rare pack it looks like, but yeah, there we go, another epic. Okay, Porcupine, Totem Cruncher. Alright, Catacombs.
Rare. Cool. Rare.
Okay.
Rare. 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 Rare.
Okay, single rare.
Rare.
Alright, last one. Can I get a legendary? I do get a legendary.
Oh, legendary.
Twig. That is funny because someone did a poll of if you could craft one of the legendary weapons, which one would you craft? And I was between Twig and Kingsbane, and I don't like Kingsbane Rogue prior to nerf. I'm not a fan of Kingsbane because Kingsbane just feels like it's one of those cards that you can never interact with. Like, it just, you know, keeps coming back. So, I mean, sure, Twig like is a card where you break it and you get a cheated 20-mana turn and kill them with, you know, either a Togwaggle swap combo or a Malygos Druid. So, I mean, it's not a super interactive card either. But I like Druid things more than Rogue, just from my personal playstyle. So, that is the one I said that if I were to craft one, it would be. So, the Twig has found its way home. Alright. Knights.
Rare.
Alright, alright. So there's probably some dust. I mean, I'm probably gonna, you know, keep 2, because I mean, I could just dust them all, obviously, and then I would get dust. But even though I'm unlikely to ever play Leeching Poison, and I probably should take the dust while they're offering it, I do want to get my. I do want to eventually have a complete collection because I play a lot of Wild, so I would probably just dust any of the cards that I get beyond 2. Now, question is, if I get a golden one,
Golden common.
do I care enough to keep it? Because while I would love to someday have an all golden set, that is highly unlikely. So I would probably take the full dust refund on any golden nerf cards I open. Well, Knights was pretty disappointing, but that's okay because I actually opened some Knights packs the other day and got a legendary or two out of the... Oh, first pack, take that. I don't know what I want from Ungoro, but...
Rare. Wow, golden legendary.
Okay, golden legendary. And it's actually one that I probably will even play like in the wild, because that's pretty good in Reno Mage and in any mage that has Jaina. So yeah, I will totally take that. First Ungoro pack, golden legendary. There's the hype right there.
Golden common.
Yeah, golden Pyros. I know. Like I'll like I was saying, I'll probably play that in my Reno Mage. I mean, it's kind of funny. The gold, like, you know, goldens are super rare, obviously, to open. I mean, legendaries are rare to open, and golden legends are even more rare, obviously. And I've had really good luck with the goldens I've opened. I've opened Golden Ragnaros was my very first golden legendary, and that was super cool. And then I opened golden God, I'm having a hard time remembering the name because it was Gadget-san. It was the Rozakis. The Rozakis, back when the Rozakis priest was Anduining everyone down, I had golden Rozakis. And I opened golden Ziliax and golden, well, I can actually go through that some again because I'm going to go through my new cards and I can go through my legendaries, but I probably have some. I don't speak English, but I try to understand. I will try to make it as understandable as I can. But thanks for coming and watching me open some packs. I'm glad you could be here, and hope you're enjoying it. So these are two packs I've had for a while from when I bought a bundle, and I usually open them on Wednesdays for Wild Wednesdays, but since I'm going through and just opening all my packs and it's Wednesday, we'll open these old packs of the first mech set, which right now I'm struggling. What was the old one? Because now all I can think of is Doomsday Project. The old one was the old one had Dr. Boom, but it was
Golden common.
all right. I don't think that really added too much to my wild collection, but I will take it because I'm sure there's some dust there, and I'm also sure that there's some stuff that maybe I don't own. Alright, so some classic packs.
Golden common. Rare.
Alright.
Rare.
I'm not sure if I have any of those yet because I haven't really opened many classic packs since they added them, and I didn't craft any of them, so that might be the good old Alarmabot. I should make an Alarmabot deck again one of these days just for the lulz of it. I mean, Alarmabot never survives, but and then when he does survive, he pulls the other Alarmabot that's in your hand instead of the Deathwing. I actually don't own Deathwing. That's one of my classic cards. If I could open a legendary, Deathwing would be amongst the tops I'd like to open from classic. I actually still don't have a Blood Mage Thanos either with as many packs as I've opened, and I've just never crafted despite it being good in so many decks. I don't know why, I just have never made either of those. I actually haven't been watching. I should be watching for nourishes because that's part of why I'm opening all of my excess packs, is just to see if I accumulate. I mean, I'm gonna accumulate dust because classic, with the exception of legendaries, I'm pretty sure I have almost a. I'm pretty sure I gotta have a full set. There might be a couple epics that I don't have duplicates of, but I mean, I've been
Golden Common. Rare.
playing for so long, open so many classic packs that I feel like. Okay, so there's another one of the, okay, so I got a couple of the new cards that they added to replace the ones they Hall of Famed. Should go ahead and add a new legendary to replace Rognaros. I mean, what? Okay, classic packs are pretty classic. They're nothing too exciting yet. There's an epic. Ooh, there we go. We got a legendary. So Deathwing, Bloodnose Thanos, Blood Mage Thanos. I'm trying to think of what legendaries I might even be missing, but those are the two that come to mind of ones that I would like to see. Okay, I guess I didn't have Gormash, so I'll take that. That's good for if I go ahead and build a control warrior. Hot Cocoa. Legendary. There's another epic. That might be one that I only had one of. I'm honestly not sure, because I feel like I've tried to build like overload shaman decks before, and I'm like, I really only have one of that card, but I guess we'll find out. Epic. Okay, lay on hands. Another epic. It is epic. Faceless Manipulator. I feel like I got a lot of pilfers. Alright, well, I don't think I picked up any. I don't think I picked up any more nourishes, but that is okay. I'll have to look and see what I have. So my collection. Now, how many Epic cards. I see 3-in-1 pack. Very luck. Yeah. I did have 3-in-1 pack. Let's see. I opened, was it 87 or 89 packs total? For as long as I've played, I'm not entirely familiar with the search tool. Do I have to like type new and like that if I want to do like new epic, or no? Do I not put the colon? If I just do new, oh, there we go. That did work. All right, so new epics. Okay, so I guess I didn't have a spellbender before. So, some of these I think were prior to tonight. Like, I must have been from my last pack opening. I don't know why they're still new. Maybe I just haven't browsed my collection in a while. But let's do new legendary, because I did do pretty well. For legendaries, especially with the golden, obviously, and the golden that I'll play. But if it's 1 in 20 is average, and the 80 packs, you know, I would have gotten, you know, 4 legendaries roughly, you know, but then there's the pity timer at 40, so you're generally probably get less than that. But so I got the twig, which I was excited because that was the one weapon I would craft. Got Emerus. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something with him. Maybe I'll dust him. That I'm keeping. So 3, 4, 5. That I actually opened. Was it yesterday? So that wasn't tonight. I think that was yesterday. These two were both tonight. And I think I opened this actually from the last Tavern Brawl. So what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, no, Dr. Boom was the one I was hoping to get from Boomzig. That and Mechathune. I never got Mechathune, never crafted Mechathune. Missed out on all the Mechathune hype. Maybe someday I'll still build it, craft it, play it. People are still playing it. Occasionally you see it, but yeah, Dr. Boom and Mechathune were the ones that I think I was looking for. Like, now I kind of want to see what I'm missing from the various sets after opening. I mean, I'm still missing a lot of stuff, but yeah, that's one that I'm sad that I never really got a chance to play too much, because I play a fair amount of Druid, but it's never had Malfurion. Spell Hunter is the big deal. I may end up crafting that, but I don't even know if you need Rockdalar. It definitely helps. Definitely would need that if I play Spell Hunter, but I'm not a big Hunter player, so we'll see. I might play Death Rattle Hunter. So there's a few gaps here and there. Prince Liam's one of those cards that's actually kind of funny with the new turning the bloods into legendaries. So I was always thinking, like, well, if you get them in your collection, you can just Hemmet them out, but you're still gonna just blow your deck up. So turning them into legendaries is obviously better than blowing them up. Alright, so my collection is filling in. There's still stuff here and there that I am missing that has always kind of made my deck creations a bit of, I'll follow my own recipe of what people are kind of playing. And I mean, I tend to like to try and think that I make my own decks, even though like it's really like, even if you have like some idea, it eventually becomes out there somewhere on YouTube or somewhere where it's really hard to come up with too much original. I mean, there are some pretty crazy fun original decks that people come up with, but they don't stay original for long if they're good. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot, but I've also been playing for four-ish, 4.5 years, and yeah, and I've put more money into it than I'd like to. I mean, I'm a budget player. I was mainly a free-to-play player up until around Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, and then Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. It feels like Hearthstone changed some in Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, because while there were combo decks in the early days and while there were cards that were powerful, it really felt like they designed cards to be powerful, and then you would kind of be like, how do I use this card in a deck? What does this card work good with? And it felt like you kind of had to do some experimenting and find, you had to find what cards, worked well together. And now it feels like they show you the cards, and there's like these archetypes where they design the cards to go into these archetypes. And so you really need to have all of the cards in order to build those archetypes, or the decks just don't feel good. And then they put those decks across expansions, so like, there's a few cards in this set, and then in the next set these cards work with the cards from the previous set, and they get you where you have to keep like putting the various puzzle pieces together to build the decks that they're kind of like hinting at that this is the deck that you should be building. And the thing is, when you get like the Blizzard recipes, they kind of give you like the watered down version of the deck, and then everybody refines it and it becomes like the big like deck. And again, sometimes things come out that really don't that do kind of fit an archetype, but cards are shifted in and out, so I don't know, like I do like kind of come up with your ideas, but when you print a whole bunch of cards that say build this type of deck, then people are going to try that type of deck and they're going to refine that type of deck. So that's what's going to happen until the deck becomes wow, I actually don't have Unstable Evolution. I was playing that in my Rumble run yesterday. I had the spells cost 2 less, and I had a couple of those, and was able to just keep evolving my creatures to like 10 every turn until I got to the boss, and then they just killed me before I ever got a chance to do that. But alright, so yeah, I feel like my collection's filling in quite nicely. I should be able to build something or play some of the stuff I have. So, I guess there's still probably more here. Alright, so the question is now, it is Wild Wednesday. I'm not gonna stay on too late, because I was up way too late. As I was saying earlier, yesterday was a bad standard day. Oh yeah, I suppose I should look and see. So what was it? It was leeching poison. That was the whole point, was to disenchant some cards. Whoops, I can't spell. Maybe if I just type poison, which I also don't know if I can spell. Maybe if I just go to my collection and go to Rogue. Alright, let's see, Rogue. Oh, there's my Pilfers. Right, I didn't look at my new commons, but that's alright. Wait, I have to be past Leeching Poison. Leeching Poison costs 1 now. Do I have some sort of filter on? Nope, nope, there it is. Okay, so I got 4 of them. So I'm still gonna keep 2. I mean, oops. So we'll get my. Is that what I do? Okay. Yep. Just have to wait for it to blast. Cause, yeah. I mean, I'm not hurting for dust, and I really want to eventually have a full set of at least all the cards, whether they be gold or not. So Leeching Poison. Then it was Serenite. Which, if I don't spell right, I guess I can just. Okay, I get 1 of those. Right. Whoops. Man, I should know what buttons to push, but I don't. Because I don't disenchant anywhere nearly as much as I should. Okay. Then we had Nourish. Oh, thanks for following, Hypebot. Wait, no, Muse Getsu is now following the Hypebot admin. Okay, I'll be honest. But thank you for following, and that means a lot. I am super new to streaming. I just kind of play a lot of Hearthstone, and I just wanted to share my view and my now I'm typing hype. So nourish. But yeah, I'm just really getting started, and I had planned to start a while back. Yeah, no, I didn't open any of those. And the other one is a basic card, right? So you can't even get them like other than the ones you start with. Like, they don't open in packs, right? Wild Growth is a oops. Where is Wild Growth? Am I just missing it? Oh, right, it's 3 now. Yeah, it's 3 now. That was the nerf. I have the golden ones. I mean, I could break them down. That is the question. Because I probably should just get the golden ones broken down, because like I said, I'm never gonna have a golden set. Like, and the question is, will I ever have a fully golden deck? Because I would be satisfied with even a fully golden deck. So that is a debate. But then, you know, if I break down, I don't know. Again, not hurting for dust. I am a budget player, and I am on a budget, but I also don't mind struggling through the grind. Like, you know, everybody wants to make the top tier deck and, you know, have all the cards and then play the top tier decks and, you know, climb the ladder and, you know, make legend. And yeah, I mean, I'd love to make legend. I've hit rank 2, but even like rank 2, the decks I've you know, hit rank 2 with are, you know, more my creation of, you know, just Frankensteining together, you know, what's popular, what's good, and, you know, teching in cards here or there that, you know, I like. And I mean, really, you know, you can build the best deck, and yes, you know, it can help carry you. I mean, I will tell you, I make plenty of play mistakes, especially when I get on tilt or when I'm tired. I was making tons of play mistakes last night, yesterday, and, you know, but you learn, you hopefully learn from them. So you know, having the top tier deck won't stop you from making mistakes. I mean, even pros, like, you watch the funny clips where they make a mistake and then they shame concede. So it happens. I mean, we're human. We make mistakes. It's gonna happen. And I feel like really having an understanding of your deck that you're playing is even, you know, important, because if you're playing a top tier deck, but you don't understand the matchups and you don't understand how to play the deck, I mean, I know that if you gave me Kingsbane Rogue, I could do a decent job of playing it, like pre-nerf. Now, I mean, obviously, because, you know, like, but that deck was a, you know, decently high skill level. Now ramp in turn 3 and 6 hurt, but Druid is powerful with combo. Yeah, I think Druid will still be fine. And as I was talking about when I first started my stream, I don't know if anybody was watching at that point, because I mean, I don't know, like, I should have somewhere where I can see my viewers, but I think, you know, I'm new, so I'm still trying to figure out the stuff. But when I was talking about the nerfs originally, I was saying I would have liked to probably seen one of the two left alone and one Hall of Famed, or one of the two left alone and one nerfed, just because it kind of hurts Druid's identity of ramp. But the thing is because they are in the classic set and never rotate, there could still possibly be other ramp cards that get printed in sets where they're gonna leave. You know, because we did see like Biology Project in, like, you know, Boomsday Project. I mean, that one's a little bit, like, you know, risky with giving your opponent so much mana and yourself. But, like, you know, that's a big, you know, burst of, you know, mana. And, you know, sometimes as a druid you can afford to give your opponent mana, especially if they're playing aggro and aggro is popular. But maybe in the future we see a 2 mana gain a crystal and, like, say, give your opponent a 1/1 or something, you know, something that you can just kill. Or even if you gave them a 2/2, you know, that extra mana crystal might be worth that. Or maybe you see some other 2 mana or 1 mana card that gains a mana crystal, but because it's not core set, because it'll only ever be in for a certain period of standard, it gives them, you know, the ability to print cards like that that won't stick around forever. So will they ever print cards like that? Who knows? I mean, we have to wait and see. But by having these in the core set, it kind of like says printing ramp is dangerous. I mean, when we had Jade Blossom in, you know, that added an extra ramp and Jade to the Jade count, which, you know, now this is just a Jade Blossom without a Jade. So, and I mean, like you said, combo's still powerful. Like, you know, combo deck can still ramp up, and I mean, Twig's still in for the moment, so you still have that big possibility of a 20 mana turn. So I mean, Druid still has a lot it can do. All right, so it's Wild Wednesday. I think I'm just gonna, you know, play some Wild, because I did fall way off of my standard, and well, there's probably everyone trying to figure out what's going on right now with all the nerfs. Let everybody figure it out. I'll play some Wild. I'm not gonna be a butt and play Shudderwock with Doppelgangster, since I think everybody will be happy to see Shudderwock gone from standard. Shudderwock still works in the wild with the Doppelgangster, unless they ever decide to nerf that. The question is, what do I want to play? And I probably am between Res Priest and Face Shaman, because I really need to grind some gold. Oh yeah, the Rush Warrior. I don't know how good it is. It's just a rush warrior. So you're, you know, rushing and pumping with Kelseth, and it's kind of like a bad pirate warrior. Because you're just trying to throw your minions out, and because your minions have rush, you know, you knock their minions off, and then they generally stick around. If they can't answer them, you hit them again next turn, or they're left answering your minions while you hit them with a couple of your other buffed up minions. And, you know, there are some iffy choices. Like, I don't know, I think there's better lists and more refined, but, you know, I thought it'd be interesting to try Corpse Taker with just, you know, one of these, and then you have the Life Steal and Divine Shield if that stays in your deck. But you know, a lot of times it's just a 3/3, and you can hide your, you know, Frothing Berserkers behind your walls, and you can rush out to kill their minions and pump the Frothings before they can hit your Frothings, and it performed okay. Yeah, nothing too good. And again, Warrior's one of those classes that I've never played a ton of. All right, so let's go into Wild. Gonna be probably in Standard at, I believe. No, I am in Wild. Okay. So, but yeah, I kind of want to just try and play some games that will be quick, one way or the other. And I mean, the nice thing about Res Priest, I mean, it's quick when it works, and you know when you lose pretty quick as well. Face Shaman is always just pretty strong, but I really am not an aggro fan. I don't know. Does anybody have a preference of wild decks that they want to see me play? I mean, I'm just here to. I mean, Odd Mech is not gonna work anymore because it's odd, and the main card got nerfed there. Well, let's just start with the Res Priest, and we can move around. Priest is my go-to class. When I started Hearthstone, I was in love with Dragon Priest, and I still continue to play Dragon Priest and Quest Priest and Dragon Quest Priest and Res Priest, or Big Priest, I guess people call it, Big Priest. I'm just my history prior to Hearthstone was in Magic the Gathering. I played a lot of Magic the Gathering, and so you would, you know, resurrect or you know, resummon your minions from your graveyard. So I think of it more of as a resurrect, even though what you're resurrecting is big. I mean, you're really trying to cheat out that Yashiraj. If you get that 4-mana Yashiraj into Yashiraj Dream, then it's over fast.
Anduin versus Valeera.
Alright, so in Wild, I would say it was Kingsbane or Mill. Kingsbane, I mean, Kingsbane might still be a thing. People might be testing it, trying to figure it out, deciding whether or not they want to dust their card. I feel like Kingsbane's still just fine in like a tempo deck. Like, I mean, I feel like you could just throw it into an odd rogue and be happy to pump it once or twice, and you know, just support it with all of the odd cards that are already out there, or put it into a pirate tempo deck. It's a perfectly fine aggressive card. Well, I don't know any more of what he is, but let's see what we got. So, if he's Mill, none of these really do much. I mean, I guess I could put one of his Colite Oracles into my deck, or he could be a Death Rattle. I have seen some Death Rattle Rogue in the wild. I do like that deck a lot. I feel like that would be.
I must choose quickly.
If he's Death Rattle, I'll just want to take one of his good creatures. That's all I want. But I mean, I could also Psychic Scream his board after he plays his N'Zoth, but.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
But am I gonna hit? Ouch. I'm gonna hit 9, so actually I won't hit before I can coin out the coin that out. Yeah, basically the only one I really, I mean, of the ones in my deck currently, I'd love to see Yashiraj or Lich King. Ragnaros 2 would be great. Kel'Thuzad, oh, I suppose Barnes would have been the weakest one. So now I could play Barnes. So I'm glad I drew that because now I won't end up with a 5/5 Barnes. I think I still want to use my coin just to empty my hand because there's a lot of cards that just are reactive and don't do much. So I think I'll save Barnes for another turn. Plus I'd rather have a 5/5 than a 1/1 just to make him deal with the 5/5. Tap. Yeah, that's fine. Tap. Sure. I mean, technically,
The end is coming!
okay.
Hand is too full.
I mean, I'll just put this in my res pool.
Tonight, a tale of terrible tragedy.
Servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call.
So I now have a Kel'Thuzad in my res pool. If I ever manage to get something to res, that's the next step. I mean, I have 2 reses, they're just the big reses. Alright, so is he going for a spell damage OTK? Spell damage OTK. And I'll take a Kel'Thuzad.
Servants, soldiers of the cold
I mean, I guess it could have been Barnes on that one. So next turn I can just hardcast a Ragnaros. It'll start vanishing here soon probably.
The end is coming!
Well, I don't really want to throw Ragnaros and 1 and 3 it. He's gonna lose his Spirit of the Shark. It is a bit annoying. I mean, I could also entomb a Doomsayer, which means I probably never want to play my other Shadow Essence if I draw it. It's tempting because what am I? The only thing is if I Shadow or if I do Entomb, probably still want to get rid of the Spirit Shark because I don't know what he's doing with that. So it's not like I get the 6 damage in, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like keeping a 6/6 on board says, alright, you still have to deal with this. And I mean, I have board, so
You cannot escape the shadow of death.
yeah, no, I like playing WoW just because I've played so long that, I mean, I have the card. And, so, he's protecting his face. He's going to end up, probably, I mean, my Ragnaros is just not going to be able to hit him, I'm guessing. Or does it still hit him? Like, well, how does that work? It can't target, but it still hits him, right? But he's probably gonna vanish, and so I'm probably gonna get vanished here, and I'm gonna burn Ragnaros.
Death does not scare me. Death does not scare me.
Oh, well. I mean, that's fine. So there's the card I don't want to play. Because I'll 100% get a 5 mana or a 5/5 Doomsayer. I also have to be really careful playing Yashiraj, because Yashiraj can also pull the Doomsayer now. So I guess I'll just throw up a taunt, because with Kel'Thuzad, he's going to have to bounce, basically. Otherwise, it's just... I mean, those guys can pull out a Doomsayer too. I mean, I have plenty of recovery following the Doomsayer, so I mean, if the Doomsayer pops out, so be it.
Death does not scare me.
That is a lot of that scares me. Should I just sit here and play Russian roulette with Ragnaros? But
The end is coming!
yeah, it's fine.
Pray for mercy.
That's fine. I told you it would 100% come out, so. Alright, here we go. Now, if I can get the Kel'Thuzad back off of either this or off of this, so if I get the other Kel'Thuzad, the Doomsayer will blow up. Well, actually, he's probably going to pull it for me.
Warriors of the frozen wastes, rise.
Okay, no, so I think I 100% get my board back because
Servants, soldiers of the cold dark,
Unreal.
obey the call of
so now everything's gonna come back. So I might as well just let it all come back. Although he is going to probably vanish me now, but it's all gonna come back. Including the Doomsayer. That is the one bad thing. I did forget that the Doomsayer will also come back.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
Is he gonna just OTK me with Malygos? I mean, it looks like he's playing Mill, but
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
yeah.
My hand is too full.
And he's probably's got it, right? 'Cause, I mean, he's gonna take out the rest of my deck, and then he'll just keep banishing me. But if I can get Ragnaros's in,
Too full.
so, let's try and just get a, Ragnaros in here. Let him vanish me. Oh fuck, I should have done that first. Oh well. Because if I do that, I'll blow it up. But I kind of want to play that because then I can start pinging him in the face. But see, there's my not thinking it through and not playing my order. Because if I played this first,
Who knows what secrets
then
will uncover?
yeah, that's fine.
Almost out
I
of cards.
want you, and you, and you.
Yep. He's got it. Because he's still got all his vanishes too. So even once
I'm out of cards.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just play this first. Well, no. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. These are at 3 apiece. I mean, I hate to play because Ragnaros isn't gonna hit, but but I kind of also want to just get it down to just shoot him in the face. Because if I can get like, if I can get multiple Ragnaros, well, I can only get one Ragnaros ever because this will only do one. So I'm pretty sure he's won. Like Milrogue is a really tough match. I had this down before, so if I played this before Ragnaros in proper order, I could spend this turn shooting him in the face as many times as I could, and then hope that next turn when I use my Spellstone, or even like Spellstone and shoot him, but yeah. It's a hard matchup, but we'll play it out and let him get his win, because it should be over relatively fast. Because once you start fatiguing, damage adds up like nobody's business.
I'm almost out of cards.
Well played.
I'm out of cards.
He never even had to use a Vanish. This is my counter. My counter to... Oh, like it's a deck that beats me? Like... If standard was complicated and wild is powerful. Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of things that can beat, you know, big priest or res priest. I mean, there's a lot of things that can beat it. The thing that beats it a lot of the time is itself, because you just
The light shall bring victory.
alt deck combo for have many cards. Yeah. No, I mean, you have lots of answers, and you're hoping to just draw the few small pieces that bring out the creatures fast and bring them back fast. I mean, really, you pretty much want to like mull for either this or Barnes. I mean, like, you really want to mull for Barnes, but when you throw back too much of your hand, you end up drawing your minions that you want to be pulling. So if you end up drawing too many cards, yeah, you end up, I'm pretty sure he's going to be another Milrogue, because with Kingsbane gone, I don't think Rogue really exists in Wild too much. That's not, yep, there's another Hot Cocoa. Yeah, that's one of the problems when you draw all your creatures, this deck beats itself. So, now the one good thing is drawing your creatures means you can eventually play them when the games go long. So certain decks, you just end up playing them on curve. Like, I mean, like on this matchup, I can play him on curve. The only problem is he's gonna just sap, vanish, and it's not gonna really matter too much. So he's definitely favored. The key to this matchup is hope their saps and vanishes get trapped, and that you just hit him in the face for a lot fast. So I'm already losing that game plan, which means I'm probably losing this match. But we'll give it a little bit longer. I don't like to give up or surrender, but that's also why I don't accumulate more gold, because when you play a, you know, 30-minute game, that's 6 5-minute games you could have played. So if I might give it one more try after this, and then maybe switch to Space Shaman. He must be running out of hand space, because I mean, otherwise, like, I mean, I guess I'm going into turn 6, but honestly, anything I pull from my deck, I can just res, so, like, you know, it still doesn't feel bad playing, because I'm just gonna res them anyway, so, I mean, having them dead is, although, the bad thing is that helps him mill me too, so I am milling myself. So I am helping out his cause, but if I can get both those back, so all is not lost, unless he plays another.
Job's done.
Embrace your rage.
No vanish.
Hand is too full.
Maybe he's saving the vanish. I mean, since this is gonna be a game that I need to end quickly,
Hand is too full.
I think I'm just gonna do it again. Like, normally I'd want to save that for value, but I mean,
Tonight, a tale of
My hand is too full.
there's the vanish.
I want you, and you, and you.
Now I have a 50-50 to face him. Actually, I probably should play this, because if I play Lich King, I'm putting more cards into my hand, and then I'm gonna burn when he vanishes his second vanish. So.
I want you,
hand is too
and
full.
you, and you.
Here's the shark is kicking my butt.
I'm out of cards.
I'm almost out of cards.
Can I fatigue him?
I'm out of cards.
Am I dead? Am I just dead? I'm just dead.
You're dead.
Yep, I'm just dead. So well played. Yeah, no, Spirit of the Shark, Spirit Shark makes Mill Rogue way better, because, you know, when you have a legendary that you have to draw in order to pull off the combo, that's one thing. When you're drawing a ton of cards, so getting to Barnes is not hard, you know, because you're drawing a ton of cards. But when it's one legendary, it's one thing. When you add 2 more copies that are stealth for a turn, yeah. Yeah, no, Mill Rogue is definitely a thing. If it were standard, they would be nerfing it. They'd have the pitchforks ready to nerf it, because it has been around forever. and it will continue to be around forever because Blizzard doesn't care about. Okay, I said I was gonna play it one more time, and then I was gonna do Face Shaman, because I'd like to get a non-mill rogue, just to get a variety. But as you can see, the deck does degenerate things, as even against a deck that is pretty much a almost hard counter. The only thing that might be more of a hard counter is a Weasel Rogue. I mean Weasel Why am I messing up my classes? Weasel Priest. The Death Rattle quest Weasel Priest that I encountered. I still won
Anduin
that game,
versus Garrosh.
and it was thoroughly epic, as there had to be like 8 or 12 weasels getting shuffled around through people's decks. I mean, there's not gonna be, unless he's like recruit. And did card duplicate at the end of turn? Your deck are very slow. Deck. Which card duplicate? I'm not exactly sure. Did the card that duplicate your yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not exactly sure the duplicate. Oh yeah, no, that was used to get weasels. So they used that. Oh, it's pirate. Why should I be surprised? We're in the wild. I mean, pirate. Yeah, they. But no. What they use? Okay, so they use the 2/3 that puts a copy into play, and then I think they copied that twice. And then there's also the 5 in priest that makes a whole bunch of 1/1s. Like they just fill your board with like 1/1 copies of. Yeah, I don't know. There were weasels everywhere. So that was I thought it was gonna go to time because, you know, like literally it's like I play a weasel, it dies. He plays a weasel, it dies. We just keep playing weasels and they die, and nothing happens. So I thought for sure it was gonna like go, but he got his Shadow Weeper Anduin, so the combo is to like get a bunch of weasels, and then those weasels. He also was playing Shadow Madness, so that was interesting, and it was a very long game, and I thought I was for sure dead. And then I drew my Shadow Reaper Anduin, and I had been holding weasels to just try and keep them off the board for a while. And yeah. So I have two options here. I can play my Barnes and hope that Barnes gets me something good, which it's definitely going to do, which is probably the 100% play. Like, I probably just coin Barnes, because then I should have enough to trade with his board. The other play is to hold the coin so I can play the potion and kill everything, but Barnes is going to get me way more trading value, plus I have 3 possible taunts to pull and a way to resurrect it, so that's going to always be the play here. Plus I have this to stabilize the damage. So, I mean, but I'll tell you one thing, Pirate Warrior can do so much damage, it is crazy. Like, right about the time you think Pirate Warrior can't kill you, they can kill you. Can he kill my Barnes? Because if he kills my Barnes... Alright, yeah. So now it's a 50-50 for the Resurrect. So I am not going to play the Resurrect. I'm going to clear his board because my Lich King gave me 100% a good card here. So he just did good by killing that because now this doesn't 100% get the Lich King like it would have. So this is the play. And then we hope he doesn't have a big board refill. I probably, well, I can't play that next turn. I might just heal to get out of range.
Scuttle the ship.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna heal. Rather than take the 50-50 with Barnes again. Oh wait, well now it's not a 50-50. So now it's a Lich King.
Warriors of the frozen wastes, rise.
That's so bad for my deck because I have so many fat minions, but I also have so many cards I can just burn. Now the thing is I have one of my good reses here, and a lot of the spells aren't gonna do a ton in this matchup, so burning the spells will just get me to my fatty minions. But it's still gonna be just get a creature, just 100% get a creature. So he could face tank and deal 4 to me. That hurts. So now I'm getting in that range where it's like, how much damage can he do from hand? Because I'm still not sure if I want to take the 50-50 on this. And playing it, like, if I play this and take, well, is it a 1 and 3 now? Because there's 2 Lich Kings and 1 Barnes. So I can take this and heal, and then I'm pretty safe, and a Barnes will trade with that anyways. So that's probably going to be the play. I could play this, and I could get, worst case scenario, Kel'Thuzad doesn't taunt, doesn't have a shot at hitting his guy, but there's 2 possible taunts, and it just gets another creature out there and gets me something I can resurrect.
I must consider.
But again, as I said before, I don't really like taking risks with Pirate Warrior because of the sheer explosive. He is down to 2 cards, but because of the sheer explosive power, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do this. That should just about tell him that this game is over, hopefully. But again, I don't know. Maybe he's got some crazy tech. Could be running the 8/8 for 5. Okay, that's fine. I mean, clearing my board is not clearing my face. Go ahead and
My fire below. Die, insect.
yeah, Leroy is always one of those scary cards. Like the nail in the coffin.
Die, insect.
Yeah, I almost forgot about Pirate Warrior. I mean, it still sees quite a bit of play on Wild Ladder, but
My blade be thirsty.
so right now he's just going for the 50-50 to stay alive. So I'll deny him, or he just chooses death. I say I'll just kill him. Man, he knows he's dead. Okay. Yeah, gold. So that's my first 10 gold of the day. I am not gonna get anywhere near my 100 gold for the day, cause I'm not gonna be playing that much games. In fact, I'm probably only gonna. Wow, it's already 1 in the morning here, so I probably should be calling it. I don't know what time is it where you're at. Are you I guess where are you? Like, are you? I'm in the United States in the Central Standard Time Zone, so it's 1 a.m. here. I know I get a decent amount of viewers from other countries. So yeah, no. As I said, that's I've been playing Priest since Priest was the first class that I started playing. Like, I play a lot of Priest. It is my go-to class. Dragon Priest, Quest Priest, Inner Fire Priest. I've played a lot of Priest, and that's what I said. Like, if you play a class and you get comfortable with the class to where you know a class, even if you don't always have all of the cards. And Priest is one of those classes that really, I mean, you can say that Shadow Reaper Anduin Razaka Priest was a top tier deck, but at the time I think it was really around a tier 2, tier 3 deck, even though it was dominating tournaments and seeing play all over ladder. It was still a 50-ish, low 50% win rate deck. Obviously piloted correctly, it went up. I think the problem with some of those tier statistics is you do get a lot of people that just build the deck and don't know how to play it. But yeah, Priest is one of those classes that has always kind of had like low tier decks. Like they're good. Like they have their sort of place in the meta where they can sneak in tier 2 and tier 3 decks, but it's kind of rare to see them up near the top of the food chain. And I love just kind of sneaking my way through the lower tiers there and just playing a deck that I know how to play, that I'm comfortable playing, and that I have fun playing. So, I mean, I've built other decks where, I have like the card for card list. I think the season that I hit rank 2, and that was probably my best chance at Legend. I've never hit Legend. It's kind of my goal to someday hit Legend, but never hit Legend. But again, because I play budget decks and I play off meta decks. But the one season I tryharded and made it to rank 2, but I got sick at the end of the season and wasn't quite able to finish out. That season was back when Corridor Creeper was a 5/5 pre-nerf, and it was also Call to Arms pre-nerf, and it was just aggro Paladin. It wasn't Odd Paladin, but it was just aggro Paladin. And that deck was pretty insane. And that was a deck that, I was able to make it to rank 2. I was 1 star off of rank 1 when I got sick. And then I just couldn't finish out the season because I just couldn't grind anymore. Yeah, I'm generally a player that tends to not like to play aggro, and tends to also people say aggro is not hard to play. You just go face. Well, I mean that's somewhat true, but there is actually quite a bit of skill to playing aggro decks in terms of knowing when you should trade, to maintain your board, and how much to play to get your opponent to use their removal before you reflood the board. So there's lots of little nuances of really good aggro players, know how to play aggro really well. And I'll be honest, I am definitely not an amazing aggro player. I am, go face as much as I can, make some trades here and there, but I do tend to play into board wipes more than I should. And the thing is I know that I'm doing it, but yeah. So got to legend is very tired, complicated, rank 5 and standard. Yeah, oh, go to legend. Yeah, to get to legend is a super grind. Yeah, my goal is to hit rank 5 now I generally just try to hit rank 5. I mean, again, I'd love to hit legend just to do it once, but rank 5 basically. The funny thing is other than getting the legend card back, which is why I'd eventually like to do it once, is just eventually have the legend and the card back and say I did it. But and basically your prize difference for your monthly prizes from rank 5 to legend is just some dust and gold. I mean, you get maybe you get like an extra golden rare or something, because at rank 5 that's when you get that first golden epic. So I don't think the prize pool really changes too much from rank 5 to legend. So really at that point it's more just about like the bragging rights and the just hitting legend. I don't know, but the prize the prizes for as much of a grind as it can be. Like, it is nice now that you drop 4 ranks back, because I mean I remember like the season I hit rank 2. The season I hit rank 2 at season reset, I think I went to 16. I believe I went back to 16. So it used to be an insane grind. Now back then there was only like 3 stars in the low ranks, and then it was 4 stars, and then it was 5 stars, and now it's like 5 stars in every rank. So there were fewer stars. It also seemed way easier to streak. I don't know why, but nowadays I get a 1 or 2 game streak, where I get a couple extra stars, maybe a 3 game streak, and then it gets broken. And then I win 1 or 2 and maybe get another streak, and then it gets broken. Like, I used to streak, consistently from, a rank. And I mean, again, that's because you were far back. So, but the thing was, everybody was far back. So at the beginning of the season, you'd be playing people that were, just as high as rank as you, but you'd also be playing a ton of new people, which is why the new thing of only dropping back 4 is a little bit nicer, because you're not playing the poor people that never get past, rank 14 or whatever. So, it's a new system, and yeah, before it was I like the new system way better. And I mean, this season I did hit rank 6. I was 1 star off of rank 5. So the nice thing is I still have plenty of time to go back into standard and go from the rank 9 I fell to after some bad matchups and some tilt and some issues yesterday. I can still play some games probably and get from 9 back up to 5 possibly, but if I don't, I at least hit rank 6. So the one nice thing is, worst case scenario, I don't get my golden epic this month, and I don't get my rank 5 goal, but hitting rank 6 means I won't fall any farther back than rank 10. So next season I'll be for sure in the rank 10, and that's great, because that floor of rank 10, sometimes when you're starting a season, if you fall down below the rank 10 floor, there was a season or two where I was working 2 jobs, and there was not realistic to get to rank 5, and even I have 2 kids, and I have a full-time job and everything. So when I got my statistics from Blizzard for last month, I won 148 games, I think was my wins. And I think looking at my HS replay, I played a little. I think I played around, 260 games, or I don't know if you can go back and look it up. I mean, I've been trying to track more, like, I actually got a new computer for Christmas because before, when I was trying to stream, my old computer could not handle Hearthstone plus streaming. The graphics card was not good. It was just too slow. And I mean, even a game as, low of requirements as Hearthstone would be choppy and just was having tons of problems with the game freezing. So that kind of put back my original, because my original plans were I was going to start streaming in Witchwood, but it took until Boomsday Project. So I've really just begun streaming pretty much since, Boomsday Project. But yeah, so somewhere in that period between Witchwood and Boomsday, I had picked up a second job. So between 2 jobs, 2 kids, there were lots of months where I just didn't play a lot. And even now, I don't play a lot. Like, if I get, 2 to 3 hours, like I started tonight at 11:30 and it's 1, so got a couple hours in. I got 4 games after opening packs since I'm talking. If I had played a way more quick deck like Face Shaman, I could get some more games in and I could grind some gold and I can grind some ranks. And there are times where I just try and grind more rather than hang out and chat. But yeah, I don't get a ton of games in. Like, it's funny because Hearthstone really is a numbers game. Like, I'm on not Facebook. I'm on Instagram, and I've watched a lot of other streamers, and I don't keep up on all of the news, but I follow the Hearthstone scene, and one person posted on Instagram, one of the people I follow, their HS replay statistics, and they reached 300 legend was their top rank as of the moment, and they had like a 54% win rate, 53 or 54% win rate, with like 2,400 blah 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 wins, and like 2,000 blah 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 whatever 54% would be, so they played like 4,000 games in the month. I don't know how that's humanly possible to play 4,000 games in a month. I mean, there are streamers that stream 8, 10, 12 hours, and they have like 24-hour like mega streams. So yeah, I guess it's theoretically possible, but it just that's not the game that I'm playing. I'm playing a few hundred games a month if I'm lucky. I try to get as much gold as I can a day. Speaking of which, I should go try and swap this 50 and see if I can get lucky. Nope, still a 50. So, but yeah, I try and grind as much gold as I can a day, but a lot of times I don't hit the 100 gold, because I mean 30 wins in a day, that's a lot. I mean, there are days where when I'm really grinding that I do hit my max gold, and I even end up playing a game or two past my max gold of getting 30 wins. But on average, I would say I get half of my daily gold allotment. If I get 40 to 50 of my gold, I say it's a good day. Today I got 10 of my gold, and it looks like that's probably what I'm gonna get, because I definitely need to be getting to bed. I gotta get my daughters to school tomorrow. It is actually my day off tomorrow, so depending on how that goes, I may end up grinding some. Whether or not I get to stream or get to be on at all depends a lot upon how much there is to do around the house, and whether my girls give me a chance to actually get on. So I probably will be playing tomorrow, but I may not be streaming. I'm trying to figure out a schedule as soon as I know like a schedule. Like, I'm not a big arena player, but I'm considering, you know, getting into arena some possibly. I know a lot of people stream arena. I know a lot of people want to know more about arena. Come watch me fail and learn what not to do, because if I go to my arena, you can see it's 160 total wins. Rank 8 is my highest. It's actually not my highest rank, but my highest rank would probably be on either my Asia or Europe account. I have not got the 12 win yet. My brother beat me to that 12 win goal. But I have gotten the 11 win. But that was on either Europe or Asia server. And on those servers, I'm just totally free to play, because I can't afford to put money into the one that I play my main account here, but I do when they offer bundles and deals, and just to try and you know, get cards. But if I could grind, if I had more time to grind, what time you connect to stream? So as of right now, I generally stream Monday through Wednesday, and I generally start at 11:30 p.m. standard time here, because that's when I get off work. And that's because it's the holidays, so like I have to work an extra hour. It would be more like 10:30 once we get past the holidays. 10:30 to somewhere between 10:30 and 11 I stream Monday through Wednesday if I can get on. Thursday and Friday are my days off, but again, those are a lot of the days that end up getting to be like housework, and I'm just tired from my work week. So as of right now, I don't generally stream on Thursday or Friday, and then I do try to get on, like if I can, either Saturday or Sunday for an evening, but I work Saturday and Sunday morning, so I'm generally tired Saturday and Sunday nights. And if I do stream, it's usually Sunday. Try and do like a Sunday fun day. So like what I'm thinking, if I can like actually set up a schedule, is do like a Sunday fun day, you know, where just play some fun decks, you know, try and get some I don't really have that many subscribers or, you know, viewers, but I'm hoping to get that up, and, you know, hopefully as I do, people will have decks that, you know, they can have me try, and we can test things out and just have some fun playing Hearthstone. So Sunday, I'm thinking Sunday fun day, and because I love Wild and I play a lot of Wild Wednesday is play Wild on Wednesday. I could do like a try hard Tuesday, where I just play standard and try my hardest, which again, I am not a great player. I make a ton of mistakes. I love the game. I play the best that I can. The one thing that I'm really trying to work on, especially as I stream, is I tend to play fast and don't really always think out my turns as much as I should. And that can really cost you some games that you could otherwise win if you're just playing too fast. But there's certain advantages to playing fast and certain disadvantages. One advantage to playing fast is it gives your opponent less time to think of what they're doing. But again, you know, it comes down to, you know, they still have their minute to think. But if you're giving them their minute and your minute, you're basically giving them 2 minutes. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on how simple the turn is. But there are some turns that are definitely more thought, you know, thing. One thing that if you do take more time, you do sometimes put players on tilt, especially players that don't play a lot, you know, who are also just trying to get through games or trying to grind. And so, you know, Life Coach, who doesn't really play Hearthstone anymore, or at least I don't think he does. I think he pretty much gave up on Hearthstone. It's more Artifact. But Life Coach would basically rope every turn from turn 1. And they actually sped up the turn 1 since there's not a lot you can do on turn 1. Oh yeah, it's super late there. Yeah, I'm going to bed. So yeah, but hopefully I'll see you around. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope you come check me out again. I hope to eventually get some sort of schedule posted, but thanks for coming and hanging out. It's been fun. Hot cocoa. All right, you have a good night. Get some rest. I'm gonna get some sleep myself. So, thanks for hanging out, and have a good night, good morning, and Panda. And I am going to go ahead and I'm just gonna throw up the BRB. Yeah, I definitely for surely need to get to bed. But yeah, again, thanks Muse Getsu for being here. And if there was anybody else lurking out there, thanks for stopping by. Anybody who's come and checked things out. It was a good pack opening, and it was a good couple games. So have a good night, have a good morning, and hope to see you guys around. I am going to be out.